So here's an update on my Wapsie Valley corn I planted, say about the 12th of June, maybe the 15th, somewhere around there, about the middle of June or a little earlier. So, we had a terrible year this year. There's a lot of rain, and you can see, stuff didn't do so hot. So a lot of summer grasses came in. That's just how it is all over the place. Saw a lot of that and a lot of crops. I was just talking to a neighboring farmer, and he kept breaking shear bolts on his chopper head trying to go through the corn that had grass in it. If he had glyphosate resistant corn, they'd come in, try sneaking a little later and get the grass cleaned out. And guys that had that were all right, but sweet corn, like this open pollinated or conventional corn, it was kind of a mess this year. But this is here a day after Christmas. This is my Wapsie Valley corn, open pollinated. So for those of you, if you're not that familiar, open pollinated, you can keep the seed from this and it'll be the same stuff that you planted if it didn't get cross pollinated. This is not a hybrid, it's open pollinated. So Google open pollinated corn. Look and see what that is. I planted this around 25,000, 26,000 population. And it was quite tall. See, a lot of it's on the ground. Get out in here. And we do have an awful lot of animals damage around here. It's not too bad for the bear this year. They'll just level stuff, but... And this was exactly to be expected. I got two 50-pound bags, or however it was they sold it, whatever unit. So I planted 2 bags. I want to see how it would grow, see how it turned out. And if it didn't turn out good, it wasn't going to be a failure. And totally, if it was a failure, it wasn't going to break me. But a lot of it's down. I planted some 88-day corn around the outside edges. Planted it thicker, just kind of to deter the animals out of it. Because anytime you have thin corn, the deer seem to run through it a lot more and get in. But this very light. Like I said, we had a terrible year. We ran out of season. This stuff it's wet here. We got frost before corn even got a chance to dent around here. So I have an 88-day corn planted around the outside edge of the field. And this Wapsie Valley's supposed to be an 85-day corn. You'll have some red ones like this too. Now this one here is that's actually not bad. Cob is fairly firm. So a lot of them, the cob is just, you can just twist it in my hand. It's just like the cob is like a sponge. It just comes apart. A lot of bug damage in this. Now the corn I planted around the outside edge was just a Roundup Ready corn. It wasn't, I'm trying to think now. I'm pretty sure it was just Roundup Ready. Yes, I didn't buy any big money corn this year to plant any big money seed corn. So here's what we have of the open pollinated stuff. Now here's an ear I picked out, and this is dried down. This is beautiful. It matured nice and hard and stuff, but there's a lot of it. It's an 85-day corn, and we ran out of season here. This grand solar minimum we're going through with the sun cycle and not getting enough sunlight. I mean, this would be like trying to mash sweet corn through the combine if I try to harvest it. And who knows, maybe this got crossed up a little bit because it seems like there's some ears like this that were grained up a little nicer. But this is like your typical Wapsie Valley type ear corn was supposed to be like. But even like this is spongy. I can't combine it or harvest it. And the mold. And anytime you get bug damp, now this stuff here is real soft. The corn is in the cob. I mean, the cob is spongy. here's something. Even this stuff has some mold. This isn't great. See how loose that is, but this stuff here, I mean, this can be harvested. It's not ideal. It's not gonna. I won't be able to sell that corn to the feed mill or another farm or whatever. But I can utilize it at home for my own animals. This stuff here, I don't even know. Like I don't know. Like I don't even know if you'd want to chop that and let them pick through it. I mean, you wouldn't put it in a silo or anything. Although, you know, the corn is dry because it got frosted out. It's dry. It's 26th of December, but there's still, I mean, believe it or not, there still is moisture there. But hey, this is Wayne County, Pennsylvania, so it's a very northeastern county in Pennsylvania. New York isn't too far. Oh, New York is probably 25 miles from here, maybe or no, maybe a little closer. I don't know. I'd say 20 miles from New York border. New Jersey's about 35 miles from here. They had Wayne County, Pennsylvania, right up in the very northeast corner of Pennsylvania, in the Pocono Mountains. So we're around 1,500 foot elevation, give or take, and ran out of season for this corn. Back 08, 09, we had some wet summers. Those were 2 wet summers back to back, so we're a little shy on sunlight. I remember I had some 104-day corn I planted in the middle of June. It was on ground that had pumpkins, and, you know, it was vegetable ground, so it was, you know, it was well tuned on the nutrient program, and that made mid to high 180 bushels and 55-pound test weight. So it was only a pound under test weight, and that was 104-day corn planted in the middle of June, like 10 years ago. This is 88-day and 85-day corn planted like the 12th of June or 14th of June, and like it didn't make it. Here's the 88-day corn here. That was planted like 34,000 or so. And the open pollinated, you can see the difference, like the population here. And this stuff stands a lot better. And I'm not here to bash the open pollinated corn. You know, there's a niche market. Some of these little mills that are looking for it to make like cornmeal and stuff like that. There's some breweries that they use it. Otter Creek up in Vermont, Otter Creek Brewing, they make a really good lager beer, and they use the Wapsie Valley. And the other thing is the protein level and digestibility. Like if you're going to chop it for silage, it's more digestible. And the protein's a little better with these older style corns, but they don't hold up. And, you know, this is not as productive. I mean, there's reasons why years ago, you know, the national corn average was like 30 bushels to the acre. Now it's like 160 bushels to the acre. Of course, it's not worth anything now because there's just so much of the crop. I mean, this ear here feels weightless. Look at that. Like, I can just bust that up. I said I'm not trying to bash this corn. That one's not too bad looking. Now if the whole field was like this, that I could kind of combine that, harvest that for grain. But there's a lot of inconsistencies. Who knows, like this stuff too, if some of it got cross-pollinated somewhere. You know, at the other source where I got it from the seed company. So, and these specimens here are nothing to write home about. They're small ears. Like I said, it was a terrible, terrible year. But I mean, give you an idea. Like here's corn. You know, it's not a BT corn. So here's a, you know, bug got in here, either an earworm or corn borer. I want to say probably an earworm to coming down from the tip. And drilled through all of this. And got into down here, and just that damage from the bugs getting in just opens things up for mold and the birds to get in. They try to get after the bugs, and so you get like, these mycotoxins and stuff like that, or vomitoxins, aflatoxins. I'm trying to think what different mold toxins and stuff. I'm probably twisted up on some of them. I know some markets, like pet food markets, have to be very touchy about any types of mold on the corn. They have to always extra tests, but yeah. So this is like from the good old days, and this is like, you know, this stuff here. Like I said, I can harvest that. It's not great, but I can harvest it. This stuff here is, I don't know, wildlife food plot, I guess. You see what the difference is. You can see through there kind of clear. Over here the stuff is denser, and it wasn't a good year at all. So that Wapsie Valley is supposed to be an 85-day corn. I planted it next to the 88-day corn for a comparison, and it seems that the Wapsie Valley, I would say it's maybe more like a 93-day corn, because it seemed like it when this corn got frosted and killed, that Wapsie Valley, just like it was like tough sweet corn. It was still quite lush and green. For the other corn being an 88-day corn, it should have been further behind in maturity than the Wapsie Valley, but the Wapsie Valley corn, it's, I don't know, it ran out of season. Of course, whoever they rated it, you know, if you grow corn in Allentown, you know, if it says an 85-day corn, it'll probably be ready in 80 days if you're down in Allentown. Then you come up here and it's ready in 95 days to take the same corn. So it depends on where it's growing. And it's cold here, and the season's short. So, and I'm really not surprised that, you know, it was an 85-day corn supposedly, but it seems like it was more like a early 90s, mid 90s. So that's our corn lesson with the open pollinated, the Wapsie Valley, and some regular corn. I may try to plant a little bit of this again next year. See how it goes. I'm not going to totally bash it or discount it, or, you know, I can't gauge anything off of this year. If this was planted at a normal time, and harvested at a normal time, where it would have had sunlight to make a crop, it'd probably be all right. Another thing I think I would definitely do, I kind of thought about when I was going to plant it. I plant this like I plant the sweet corn, and plant it in like 50 to 60 foot wide strips with driveways down, so I can go with my sprayer and spray it with some fungicide, and spray it for worms, just like you would sweet corn. Because I mean, you've got this crap in here. There's a lot of that worm damage, full of mold, and that's no good. These older style corns like this, I mean, they kind of really need all the help they can get compared to the newer modern stuff. So, all right, that's our update. I did an update when I planted this corn, my farm market page there. So I hope this information helped anybody thinking about growing some Wapsie Valley. Like I said, I'm not here to bash it. I'm not bashing it. This is exactly what I knew could happen. It's the end of December, and there's a bit of it down, but it's not totally down flat, which is good. But it is what it is.